Amelia Kenner. I would like you to vote for my grandpa, Tim Porter, for our community sheriff.
Hello again, this is Tim Porter, your candidate for sheriff, coming to you from the great capital of Kentucky, Frankfort. Today, I'd like to do a short video about the staff and some of the rule changes. A lot of people have asked me what am I going to do about the staff, and I've addressed it several times, and I'll say it again here that when I initially talked to Sheriff Johnson, I told him that I would not make any immediate changes to the staff if I was elected. I wanted the personnel that were in his current staff to be allowed to run for sheriff and support the candidate that they choose without fear of repercussion or loss of job. I've had several rumors tell me that some of the staff will quit if I'm elected. I am not going in with the intent of firing anybody. As I said in my other video, I will evaluate the staff. As long as they're able to stick with the plan that I have, they will be welcome to stay, but they will meet my requirements. And that's what this video is kind of about. I said I'll keep it short. One of the things that working with law enforcement agencies that I do, that's a pet peeve of mine, if you will, is that many police officers feel that they don't have to obey the same laws that they're hired to enforce. I say it in all my videos and all my documents that I have put out there is you're electing me to serve you, and you're asking me to manage the law enforcement department for the county. I feel in order to do that, I have to hold my employees, the deputies, to the same standard that they hold you to, and that is no texting on the cell phone while you're driving your car, wearing your seatbelts, obeying the traffic laws. These are some very simple things, but I don't feel that it's fair that you could be cited for not wearing your seatbelt by an officer or a deputy who's not wearing his. Neither is it fair for someone to cite you for texting on the cell phone when they are driving down the road texting on the cell phone. So I promise you, if you see any of my employees breaking these rules, feel free to let me know, and I promise you they will be dealt with. Now, there are exceptions. I said you're going to obey the laws. There's no excuse for deputies speeding up and down the road in your cars that you paid for, burning your fuel when it's not an emergency call. I understand that you want people to respond to your calls as quickly as possible, but I also know that you, the citizens of Todd County, are smart enough to understand that we don't need to put the rest of the citizens at Todd County at risk every time there's a call. The biggest complaint that I've heard is cars speeding up and down the road with no lights on, and then 2 minutes later coming back by the same house, again with no lights on. It appears that there's not responding to a call, but rather they're going somewhere and returning. So one of the initial changes that I will make to the department that will be effective immediately will be that all officers will obey all laws, and if they fail to do so, I will sit down with them, give them written counseling, and if an officer fails to comply with my new rules, then they can find themselves seeking new employment. Very quickly, something that I already alluded to in one of the other videos, and for the full-time staff, I'd like to put together 2 panels actually. What I'd like to do is seek applications for new deputies. I will sit down with as many of the current deputies as are available. I will invite the judge executive to sit down as well, and quite possibly even the jailer, and we'll sit down and screen the initial applicants. We'll narrow them down to probably twice the number of available slots. We'll go through all the applications and narrow it down to no less than 2, but quite possibly 4, 5, or even 6 that we feel would work in the department. At this time, with the judge's cooperation, I'd like to put together a citizen committee. The committee could be semi-permanent, but also we'd need the flexibility to change it as required. You, the everyday citizens that would apply to be on the position of this committee. And then what we would do is we would hand over, say, 5 applications and let the civilian committee look over their applications, look over their resumes, be there for the interview, and give us your recommendation. I feel this is just an easy way to let the citizens of the county be a little more involved with what's going on within their own county. And it also gives us a checks and balance system over your elected officials, because once again, you're electing me to serve you, to work for you. So why shouldn't you have a say in what I do? You should, but I hope it's been to the point and I'm not rambling too much. Again, check me out on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Sheriff Tim Porter. Or check out my website, www.sheriffporter.com. Like us on Facebook, send us a message. We'll be happy to hear from you. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your support in November. Please help us spread the word. God bless you. Good night.
I am Amelia Kenner, and I would like you to vote for my grandpa, Tim Porter, for our Todd County Sheriff. I would like you to vote for him because I think he would make a wonderful sheriff.
You can